Welcome to Projection Reflection. I'm your host, Coordinato, and today we're reviewing, sadly, the last of the X-Men films, Dark Phoenix. The thing that's sad about this is that the X-Men films have been around for so long, and there's just been one universe. There's only been one franchise. There hasn't been like a whole bunch of different franchises. There's only been one franchise. It's the X-Men Fox franchise. And it's been around for 19 years. 19 years! I was there in the beginning. I saw the first X-Men movie in 2000. And I was blown away. As a little kid, I was blown away by that film. But now, we're going to be reviewing Dark Phoenix today. And, well, let me just get into it. Written and directed by Simon Kinberg, who co-wrote actually the X-Men The Last Stand, which is in a way a good bit similar to this film. Released June 7th, 2019. The cast is James McAvoy as Charles Xavier, Michael Fassbender as Eric Lencher, Magneto, Jennifer Lawrence as Raven / Mystique, Nicholas Hoult as Hank McCoy / The Beast, Sophie Turner as Jean Grey / Phoenix, Ty Sheridan as Scott Summers / Cyclops, Alexandra Shipp as Storm, Cody Smith McPhee as Nightcrawler, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, and Jessica Chastain as Vuk. Sounds like I'm saying a curse word there. This is the story of one of the X-Men's beloved characters, Jean Grey, as she evolves into the iconic Dark Phoenix. During a life-threatening rescue mission in space, Jean is hit by a cosmic force that transforms her into one of the most powerful mutants of all. Wrestling with this increasingly unstable power, as well as her own personal demons, Jean spirals out of control, tearing the X-Men family apart and threatening to destroy the very fabric of our planet. What can I say about this film? I think the strongest thing about this film is by far the acting. There is very, very good acting in this film, especially by, of course, James McAvoy, who can do no wrong. He's just an incredible actor. Michael Fassbender, also an amazing actor. And Nicholas Hoult, great job. And Sophie Turner. They were all very good in this film. They gave very great performances, and I was very, very impressed. Very impressed with the performances in this film. Jennifer Lawrence, I think she was just done. She was just done with this franchise. She was like, oh, I gotta do one more of these. You gotta be kidding me. And it definitely shows in this film. Her heart's definitely not in the role. She just wanted to be done with it. And after this film, she was done. Ugh. She was just a throwaway character this time. It's just whatever. It was pretty upsetting to see her character just be thrown away. I said the film felt like it was on such a smaller scale than the other X-Men films. Like Apocalypse was very big, very loud. And the other films before that were very big destruction, big action, big everything. But this one just felt so small. It was such a small scale superhero film with such a big character, which is the Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix Force. Jean Grey, come on! She's one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. You couldn't give us a bigger scale story? You couldn't give us something better? Come on! Why did it have to be so small scale? It did not feel like there was anything big going on in this film. It was just very, very small. I thought the action scenes were good in the film. Like, I started getting pumped right at the beginning. I thought the intro scene was awesome for this movie. It got me so pumped. And then there was other action scenes within the film that were done very well. But it's just the rest of the film is... Jessica Chastain, her character, Vuk, just... Why is she even there? Because... Like, she's supposed to be, like, persuading Jean Grey to embrace the Phoenix Force within inside her. Like, to embrace her powers. But then it never really leads up to anything. Like, why is she even there? She's such a bland character. So very boring. Like, the rest, even the other characters along with her are boring. The villains in this film are just a throwaway villain. Just like with Mystique, they're just throwaway. Like, who cares about them? I didn't care about them within this film. They were so bland and boring. I like my villains to kind of be over the top. You know what I mean? And just these guys were... Apocalypse was better than these villains. Come on! It's just this... The villains in this film just did not seem like much of a threat. I didn't think they were much of a threat in this film. The X-Men could easily take them down. Of course, with this film, like, there was timeline problems. If you're a big fan of the X-Men films, they of course changed the timeline up a little bit, and like the story's completely changed after Wolverine changed things within the past in Days of Futures Past. Like, so many things changed, and so many things just sometimes don't make sense. And I tried to leave that alone. I tried not to think about it, but it's hard not to think about it when you're such a fan of the franchise, such a fan of the characters. I thought things went bad way too fast in this film. Like, there's this whole situation with Jean and these police officers, and then, because everybody's good with the X-Men for a little bit, and then for some reason, all of them just turn on the X-Men. Like, they turn on all of mutants. Like, oh, one little slip-up. Like, there's been other mutants that have done way worse than what Jean Grey did, and yet you're flipping the script, and now you're going after them. Like, you were cool with them, and then they just do one little thing. It's not really a little thing. It was kind of a major thing, but it certainly wasn't as big as what other mutants have done. If you know what I'm saying, it just seemed like too fast of a flip. If you know what I mean. Oh, man. I feel like this film needed more Quicksilver in it, for sure. Like, he's in the movie for, the beginning, and then he leaves, and then he comes back at the end. Like, where the hell was he? Like, all the other ones could fight. Why not him? I love Quicksilver within, I liked him in, Days of Futures Past, and I liked him in Apocalypse. I was really excited to see him again in this film, and we did not get him. I love his powers. Like, the guy is freaking awesome, and then they just put him out of the film. They took him out of the film. Ugh. I will say this. I did like that they put the Dazzler in this film for some reason. They have this whole party scene within the film, and the Dazzler's just there, with her outfit and everything. And I was like, yes, I want more Dazzler in this movie. I wish they would have introduced us to her character a little more, because I think Dazzler's kind of cool, but yet, they're like, oh, we're just gonna show her, just for a little while, and shove her aside. But it was cool seeing her on the screen. Best part of the film was by far Sophie Turner's performance as Jean Grey. I thought she did an incredible job just with the mixed emotions that her character was having. She just did a great job, I think, and she was just a ticking time bomb, a person that was just ready to explode, literally explode because of her power. And she did it so well. She changed from one emotion to the next, and Yeah, she was really good in this film. I really admire her in this film. She just does a very good performance. Like I said earlier. This movie, it just felt very, very, very bland to me. Very bland, very boring. Um, the action scenes, like I said, were decent. It's just it. The movie lost its energy for sure. Like it started out strong and then just kind of fizzled out. I really don't think this movie deserves the hate that it's getting right now. I don't think it deserves that much hate. I mean, honestly, it isn't that good, but I thought it was okay. It certainly wasn't the best finale for the X-Men franchise. And I'm pretty sure they had something set up next, but of course then the Fox Marvel merger happened, and now we're getting X-Men rebooted after, 19 years of X-Men films. But this movie just did not flow right. It was very slow, pretty boring at times. Had great action scenes, like I said, very good action scenes in this film, but the film felt way too small. It was very, very small scale. This film was more of an emotional, like almost to think about it as like an indie film in a way. Like how indie films are. It's mostly an emotional journey. When we went on a major emotional journey with Jean Grey in this film, and it just felt like one of those indie drama kind of films. But it was comic book. But it was a comic book movie. I actually think The Last Stand felt like a much bigger scale film, and I honestly think that The Last Stand is a little bit better than this film. Like I said, the main big thing about this film is the performances. The actors will do a great job in this film, and they definitely deserve praise. Please do not completely crap on this movie, because the actors in this film, like I said, just give their all in it, and they do a great job. But the acting can't save this film. The movie has to be more. It has to have more. Guys, I'm gonna give Phoenix a 3 out of 5. I'm literally giving it the 3 out of 5 just because of the performances in the film. Everything else was not very good. I was expecting more, and it was disappointing. I would like to say there is hope, because we're still apparently getting a New Mutants film, and I'm hoping that we do get it, because it's been pushed back for a while now, and I hope what they're doing with the film works, because I really want to see another great Fox X-Men film, because we have seen good Fox X-Men films. We've seen X2, X-Men United, we've seen Days of Futures Past, we've seen Logan, we've seen the first X-Men film, we've seen X-Men First Class. Like, all those are excellent X-Men movies. That's funny. I made a pun there and didn't even realize it. But yeah, I really wish this movie could have been on that scale, but it wasn't. So yeah, I give Dark Phoenix a 3 out of 5. Please go see the movie. It is worth watching because it is one of the last Fox X-Men movies we're gonna get. So I do recommend watching it. So I guess I'll see you guys later. I don't know when my next review is going to be, but be on the lookout for whatever I bring out to you next.